Hey StarCrafters, Wookie here. Thanks for tuning in and welcome to another StarCraft 2 cast. This is me on the silver ladder. This isn't me, this is Derfel. There's Derfel, he's Terran in the bottom left of Daybreak. I'm up here in the top right. And you can see already that numbers are being increased and decreased. It's very exciting. I go ahead with a pylon close to the base. I know my opponent is Terran, he was not random, so I don't need to be out here so much. And you can see my scouting probe came out this way, just looking for maybe a quick proxy barracks. That's also why I choose to go over here, because this is a popular spot on this map for a proxy barracks. And via the production tab, or now the screen, you can see that my opponent is opening with barracks in the back, and looky there, a 3 supply depot wall. Now every time I have seen a 3 supply depot wall in a 1v1, it means Banshees. So I am right away, like right now, thinking Banshees. So this guy, is gonna stay behind these depots and build Banshees as fast as he can. Right? Wrong. He immediately sends a Marine out to take a piss and finds my pylon. Like, walk directly to it. What a jerk. But back in my base, you can see I'm preparing for those cloaked Banshees by doing everything exactly like I would even if I didn't think Banshees were coming. I also see no probes in my Who's What's It here. That's a bad Wookie. Oh, okay, I was a little bit low on money, minerals, and as soon as I had enough, we got back to them. But this was unfortunate. This is money I had to spend early because this is going away. So that was a little bit of a bummer, and this is the first game I've played in a little bit, actually. I've done some 3v3ing just to stay loose, but I haven't really been playing a lot of 1v1 ladder of late, so I was kind of shaking the rust off here. Have the tower for some vision, just lost this vision, but you will see right now, am I at normal speed? Okay, right now, I'm going to pause the game. I have this probe, I grabbed him from the tower, and you can see I just run up here looking for the expo because I knew his Marines were down here just looking for an expo. I mean, I don't know that he's doing Banshees. I suspect that he's doing Banshees, but due diligence is go look 5-ish minutes. If he's doing a real fast command center, it could be down there. So I don't see it. So all right, head out. Now you'll notice I brought my zealot down, and I hope you're not getting seasick with me moving the camera around like that. But now the zealot, I'm going to immediately send the zealot back in, and he is just on a go down there and look. He's on an attack command. Go down there and look, and then go back to the tower, and that's just to make sure he's not expanding, because even though I suspect he's one basing. Now here's another important thing that happens. Because I did that scout, I know like between 4.5 and 6 minutes I want to look for that command center. Just because I did that, even though I didn't think there was any chance in hell that he was actually expanding, I sent it in there anyway to make sure, and I see this. And that's, okay, so now I know exactly what he's doing, right? That's got to be 3 racks pressure, and if you look here, 3 racks with an engineering, wow, no orbital command, bronzy, and so now my zealot is on the run, and I'm thinking, oh boy, here comes a Marine SCV all in, and that is actually why I'm here casting this game, because I know there's only like 3 dudes who watch my channel, and one of them very recently got rocked by a pretty nasty Marine SCV all in, so I thought I would put this up there. But it turns out no SCVs, it's just a Marine standard 3 racks pressure with Marines. You can see back here in my base I'm finally getting a second gateway, because I went gate core robo. Second gas comes down before the robo bay while the core is being finished. So I real quick made sure I had one of these. I really want this guy up here, but this probe, okay, this probe I specifically set out here, because if we back up 10 seconds, let's back up 10 seconds. At this point, we're looking at my vision. That's his vision. Here's my vision. I can't see anything. What did I just click on? I can't see anything down here. Once my zealot gets up to the top of the ramp, this is all blind to me. So I'm sitting at the top of my ramp thinking, tap, 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 tap. Actually, that's not what I was thinking. I won't say what I was thinking because what I was thinking was probably not suitable. But I take this probe because I knew he was just sitting there anyway, and I put him down here so the Marines will kill him before they. And this gives me just the time I need to get this guy and get that force field down. That was a beautiful, perfect force field. Let's see what happens in the time it takes this force field to go away. I gain one immortal. I gain another sentry who shows up just in time to completely fail on a force field and let him up. But it was single file, and he saw my immortal and he backed out. Immortals aren't the best thing against Mass Marine, but they don't suck either. It's better than not having them in a case like this. So now we can see Derfel has finally lowered his supply depot and is bringing these extra Marines. If this was down and these were streaming in, he would probably be in a much better position. I think he just killed my probe. Yeah, I dropped a pylon here with the probe off this tower, and on its way back to the tower, he killed it, the probe, but he did not see this. Spoiler, this pylon comes into play later. Shh, don't tell Derfel. So at this point, he is just streaming up, and I went with a robotics support bay for Colossus, because against Marines I hear those are pretty good, and I'm adding my third gate to complete my 3-gate robo. And I use this building configuration before the big melee starts here. You can see the pylon stripe and the buildings on either side, and that's pointing right to the ramp. That's, of course, this came out when I knew he was going to be attacking, and I wanted to have warp ins right at the top of the ramp. But I like this style because it lets me put half my buildings on one side, half on the other. If something runs up the ramp, it's got to go around one way, around the other. It can't pylon snipe and depower a bunch of buildings. If it goes this way, it's only going to get half of my important buildings. Go this way, only half of the important building. A frontal assault, there's a lot of hit points up there, so I kind of like it. What were we doing? Oh yeah. So he tries the Marines again, and that's a pretty bad force field as far as it being off center and not blocking the whole ramp. But letting the Marines up one at a time at this point is okay. I could use a couple zealots to soak hits, but no, I decided that stalkers would be better. But I got a look. I peeked down the ramp just a little bit, saw his Marine standing there, and figured I could clean him up. And sure enough, I did. But damn it, did you saw? You see, it's things like this. Reasons I will never be pro. Okay. Frickin' 3 hit points, and I click. Oh, jeez. Marine is teetering on the edge of death. Angel of Death has actually got him around the shoulders to take him away, and I stop clicking on him and start moving away, and I lose a sentry to it. Man, let that be a lesson to you kids. But anyway, so you can see now he's kind of abandoning his Marine push. And remember what I said about this pylon? So now we are moving our way down with some stalkers and some bompaditas, and back in the base, chrono in the gate, and getting ready to expand and or make Colossus. I should probably do one or the other. I end up going like Forge, Expo, and Colossus. So that was probably not the best, but in my head, and because I couldn't see, if we look at my vision, this is all I've seen of his base. So I'm pretty convinced he's got some starports going down, and that there's going to be medevacs pretty soon. But I run up here and see a lot of Marines again. I'm thinking, okay, maybe he's not making starports. Still no orbital command. Dude, you're making this win not look as cool. But so we back off there. I lost an immortal. This one almost died. So and he still had a lot of Marines. So I definitely want to go with my Colossus. There it comes. So I decided to go Colossus before Expo. Getting the +1. Got a Forge for cannons, and I almost put a cannon down, but I decided not to. I was like, no, don't do it until you absolutely have to. What do we got on a rally? Yeah, okay, there's a rally. That's weird. So there's the Expo, and here comes the Colossus. You're going to see me move my army back. I added the Colossus to Control Group 1, and I didn't want it to walk this entire distance of the map on its own. Normally, you could select the Colossus and just have it walk or attack move down here, but I didn't want it out all by itself, so I put it in the control group and then just attack move to this tower, just in case he had something hiding out on the map somewhere. Didn't want to risk losing the Colossus. So Expo's on the way. We can see Derfel is finally getting that starport down. He's got the factory, but he's not really using it. His incomes are what am I trying to say? His army count is pretty low. I mean, he's got a lot of Marines, but they're just Marines. And now I've got the Colossus, and I'm just being careful not to lose it. I've got my Zealots in the back where they won't attack, just like you're supposed to. That's standard, totally appropriate use. Pick off his supply depots. He had plenty more. I'm going to back off because I don't want to lose this Colossus. Just want to warp it in another round. I know I've got another Colossus coming, so I decide I'll wait for that Colossus and do a round, spend a few seconds on macro. So we're going to see me run up some probes. I ran this probe over here. I was real worried about drop ships, so I ran this probe over here to drop this pylon so I can see this edge of the map, because that's, if he's going to drop, he might drop me out this side of his base and come around. If he runs out this side, hopefully I'll see him. I mean, I suppose I could very easily miss, but my thinking was at least cover this, so hopefully if he goes that way, the little red dot will show up on the mini-map and I'll hopefully see it. Adding on a gateway and trying to get some probage going, and then it's up the ramp with two Colossus, some nice force fields there to cut the Marauders off, at least keep them from closing way in. No control from Derfel, and Stalkers target fire the Viking, and Derfel leaves the game, and I won. After the thank you, please calm down. After this game was over, I noticed he didn't have his orbital command. So I was like, okay, probably a lower level player, but he was top 8 bronze. But I felt pretty good. I mean, I thought I scouted well, sending the probe in at 4:45-ish, and then again at 5:30, just to check for that and seeing those Marines. I think this victory can really be pinpointed to where my Zealot saw the Marines coming down the ramp, and I was able to hold that. It's possible if I was just on the tower that I would have seen, okay, it's definite that I would have seen him coming this way, but I had a few extra seconds because I scouted, and scouting is a good idea anyway. And then I think I did a pretty good job of doing what I needed to do to beat that build, in the context of a very low level game. So good times. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm Wookie. See you next time. Hey guys, here's just some quick footage of some dude named Archimedes absolutely schooling me with Mass Immortal, because I tend to put up a lot of videos of games where I win, and in the interest of full disclosure, I just want to put up some footage here where at least, for the record, dudes can roll me too. So here it goes. We're going to speed it up a little bit because I think it takes him a second to actually school me, but these end up being like 2-3, 3-2. And I think he's got blink stalkers. Where are they going? Where are they going? Oh, but force fields. Despite my best efforts, and that's just a lot of freaking immortals. And you can see he had a bunch of bases, and I only had 2. He denied my 3rd, and outclassed me the whole game. So just wanted to put that out there, so you can stop whispering, because I know you're doing it. I know you're doing it. You're calling up your friends, and you're like, this dude. So there you go. Thanks for watching, guys.